comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Black power. Here we go. Let's get in the house. Now, do this one right here, we dealing with Nimrod. Let me get this in here. We dealing with Nimrod, the great Kushite father of Babylon and Chaldea. We need to talk about this because these is very critical areas that's going to shine a whole lot of light. That's going to shine a whole lot of light on these prophets, you know, and there's these so-called Hebrews and all of this, you see, which is, you know, fictional, trying to latch on. These is what you call ancient tethers. If you ever want to talk about a tether, ain't no tether like a goddamn Hebrew, because that's all they doing is tethering on African history. You see what I'm saying? We got to get on them. You feel what I'm saying? We got to get on them. Now, we just got off, and matter of fact, let me get right on into share. Let me get right on into sharing. Matter of fact, where is it? Let me see. Here we go. Gonna jump right back on in. We ain't gonna hold them up. We ain't gonna hold them up at all. That's right. So we black on in here. We talking about the land of Nimrod. Who is Nimrod? Matter of fact, we're gonna start off over here this time. Wait a minute. We're gonna start off over here. We're gonna get some historical documentation. That this founder, and said he was the first great man on the planet. Okay. First great man on the planet, Nimrod, which we know is fictional, but he's a Kushite. Once we understand he's a Kushite, we understand the metaphoricalism, the allegoricalism of the teaching is right and exact, saying that the Kushite, but you know, there was others before him. You know, they're biased towards Mesopotamia, because a lot of these Arabs and a lot of these Eurocentric Arabs and types that's in the land of Northeast Africa today, they call the Middle East. You see, this was the original territory which they occupied, that they would conquer when they come across these mountains, the lower Caucasus Mountains, as we go back up in here. So these were the first areas that they would conquer, you see, that they would inhabit. And so they would, of course, this would be the springboard for these Arabs to come into Africa Major. This is Africa Minor. You see, this is what they call the Middle East is Africa Minor. Okay, and then you got the continent, the larger continent, which is Africa Major. And so because these were some of the first areas in Africa Minor that they conquered, they tend to preference this area. You see, they tend to even though they know that the original inhabitants of that land was Kushite. And they have spoken that, but I don't think that they would believe that a great a nigger historian like General Sarah Soon said he would exist in 2025 that would work this shit like one of the great magicians of all times. You see, historical magician that would work wonders with this information that they would relinquish. See, at that time they didn't have no problem in acknowledging, because the majority of that area was black anyway. So who was they gonna lie to? They couldn't lie to nobody. But under the institution of slavery, where a lot of people's minds had been wiped clean of their own history, then they was able to inject into these stories themselves, and you know, and because the populace was unaware, they had been in slavery, they had been under, you know, oppression, to where education had been outlawed for many of them. So 2 or 3 generations removed from, under oppression from true history, then, they was able to wipe the slate clean from many Africans about their true history. You see, but now today, we're able, to unlock the DNA of us, the history in our DNA, and through proper research and profound research, we have unlocked the doors of African history, Black history today. And so we're getting back here. We talking about this Kushite who and now what's crazy is not just in Mesopotamia, but also in what today they call Arabia, the whole what they call the Middle East, Sheba, Mesopotamia, is under the rule of the Kushite Empire. Okay, is under the rule of the Kushite Empire. Okay, let me get in here. We've already established that Assyria is one of the strongholds. Let me get down here. Where is that at? As you can see right here, Genesis 10:6, the sons of Ham. And we understand that Ham also means black. That's what Ham means, who is the patriarch of the African nations. There's only 3 patriarchs, sons of Noah. We know Noah is a fictional character. That's where they trying to create the lie. You see, they know good goddamn well that Egypt is not no damn grandson or no damn Noah. Okay? See, that's where they fucking up. But the fact that they, express that Ham, Cush, and Egypt, see right there where you see Egypt, see in the Bible, it clearly states that Nubia, because that's Cush, Nubia and Egypt are brothers. They wish they had never said that. You don't find that in academia. You do not find that in academia. They're going to tell you that the Nubians is a total different race than the Egyptians. That's what they're going to say. So the fact that they say the sons of Ham, which is Kam, which is Kim, Ham, Kam, Kim, Cham, Naga, Champa, all of that speaks to blackness. So it said that Cush, and a lot of people try to run that shit down, that Canaan was cursed black, yet Cush was already black. You see what I'm saying? That's a goddamn lie. You see, and Ham means black. So obviously he was black before Canaan, you see, and ain't no way Ham could have had a Cushite or Ethiopian son unless he himself was Cushite. You see, and ain't no way no goddamn Noah could have no damn son named Ham, which means black, unless he himself was black. Even though we know that they fictional, it's all right because they didn't trap themselves by revealing that this sacred bloodline of Egypt, Kush, Africa is of divine blackness. They wish they had never said that. Now, this is a very powerful because it shows you Genesis 10:6-20. It shows you the confederation of a lot of them African tribes. You even got Seba, Saba. You see, you come down, it says the sons of Rama, Sheba, and Dedan. Those were the original tribes in what today they call Arabia. There was no goddamn Arabia. So the original inhabitants of what today they call Arabia was the Hamites, the Kushites. You see, they were the original ones in the land long before a fucking Arab. Okay. So it says, so now understanding Cush father Nimrod, who were the other? And so the Mesopotamians was actually brothers with Sheba and Saba. So those were they blood brothers. So Arabia and Mesopotamia were blood brothers, along with the Egyptians and Canaanites. That whole area, matter of fact, let me get it up in here so you see. That whole area in green, which they call the Fertile Crescent, is Hamitic, not Semitic, Hamitic nations. There is no Semitic nations on this map. There are no Semitic. The first Semitic nation that you gonna get is the Israelites. Is the Israelites. That's the first nation, Semitic nation that you gonna get. Okay, that supposedly, and they stole that land. You see, so that show you that they injected that mythology on top of the true African history. That's how you can share that off of there. You see, we know what is fake and we know what is true. So there is a lot of truth there, and and it coincides and it synchronizes with African history. It speaks to exactly what the African historians have already taught. Okay. And so we did that. So to understand the Sheba, which is Arabia, is also under the Kushite. Mesopotamia and Arabia is under the rule of the Kushite all the way up into Turkey, into the lower Caucasus Mountains. Now it says, now they go on and say that he was also one of the first to, build megalithic structures and things of that nature. You see, but here they talking about they use bitumen and for mortar. And see, that's that Sumerian Mesopotamian, because they did not use stone. That's why the majority of them ziggurats, and matter of fact, let me see if I can get a ziggurat in there for y'all. Let me see if I can get a ziggurat in there for y'all right quick. Hold on. Let me get a ziggurat in there. See, they so glad that that goddamn AI shit came out. Now they can try to make all type of fake ass shit. You know what I'm saying? But they know good and goddamn well that that shit over there. Matter of fact, early. Let me see early pics. I'm gonna show y'all what this shit look like. Okay, here you go. This one of them. Let me see if how big it is. I want to make sure it's big enough. Well, that's small. That's real small. Maybe this one is a nice size. Okay, that's pretty nice. Let me see. They got the goddamn. Okay. I don't want to use that. That shit got some garbage in it. Okay. Let me see. That's a nice one right there. That's a nice one right there. So I can show you the level on the level. And, it's still our people now. But they trying to promote okay, here you go. Let me get it in here for you. Let me get it in here for you, family. Okay, so you see right there the ziggurat, and you can see that that's what they use. They use mud brick. And so it ain't like what it looked like today. They didn't went over it and shit, and so they didn't use no stone, and many books that tell you that Mesopotamia was the land of mud. It wasn't no stone over there. They used mud. It was a lot of mud over there. And so that's what they used to build them ziggurats. That's what they use to build them ziggurats. They use mud. Okay, and so but that's that's what separates. Once you understand that, that's what separates. So don't ever say that the Sumerians came into Egypt and taught the Egyptians nothing, because the Sumerians, though they were African, based on the area in which they were located, resources, they didn't even have stone accessible. And I don't even believe they had the knowledge no goddamn way that this was a colony. And once you leave the great universities of the Nile Valley, you do not possess the skilled laborers, you see, necessary to build on the level, you understand, that they were building in the Nile Valley. They're just facts, but in Mesopotamia, so they promote Nimrod above even ancient Egypt. And this is where they go wrong. Even though he's a Kushite, they try to promote, because they need to have this area, because this area is the area of the birth of this so-called Abraham, who is the father of the Israelite. He is the father. You know what I'm saying? It is through Abraham that they get a covenant. So he is the great father of the so-called the Israelite, the Arab, the Muslim, the Jew, the Hebrew. All of them come out of Abraham. And so it's of great significance that they promote this area above even Egypt, even though they know that these are the brothers of this nation. And that even in the Bible, it said that Nimrod was the nephew of Egypt, and he was the son of Cush. So it's ridiculous that they would even promote Mesopotamia over Africa, when they know damn well, based on even the chronology of the Bible, that Egypt and the African Kush is far older than Mesopotamia. That's just a fact, family. And so let's see here. And they also speak that he was a Nephilim too. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get that one fact in there for y'all. Let me see if I can get that one fact in there for y'all. Where we got somebody out there? What they talking about? What we got out there? Okay. Let me come in here, because I thought I might. Hey, we got somebody out there that what you need, a straight jacket. Somebody need a straight jacket out there. Yeah. Okay. I thought somebody may need a straight jacket out of there. Yeah. Yeah. I sure was gonna throw it on your ass too. All right. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can get this in here before we get up out of here, to show that Nimrod was let me see if they got it. See, it's only in one book where they say it though, and that's the step Septuagint. That's it. I had to go in there and get it. Even this AI shit. Even this AI shit don't want, but I had it on my other one. But that's all right. That's all right. If you look it up in the step Septuagint, they say that what do he say right there? What do you say? I was seeing something out there. I hear something about the. I don't know what y'all talking about out there. If you want throw if you want if you want if anybody out here, I'm in the house right now. If you got any discrepancies, you could type it in right now. Let me work out on you. If you got any discrepancies, this is the time to put your discrepancies in here so we can work out. Come on now, drop it in there. Any discrepancies, drop it in there right now before I move on. You see what I'm saying? Because I see we might have a couple discrepancies. If we ain't got, hey, come on in there, drop it in there, goddamn it. Don't get to fleeing now, because I was teaching now. But at the same time, I'm gonna have to watch y'all. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on that goddamn chat more readily than I normally do. Come on, goddamn it, drop it in there. Who got some smoke? Do I got a Hebrew Israelite? What I got out there? More? What nigga I got? Is I got one of them Aboriginal niggas out there? Which one of you niggas out there? Yeah, I already seen you, Eugene. I got you, family. I got you. I'm gonna take care of you. I got you, family. We talking about the lies and the truth. We separating the water from the oil. That's right. We are talking about the Bible. We showing some facts and we showing some fiction. No. I want the smoke. I don't want nobody. Yeah, we talking about fact. I want the smoke. God damn it. Who want it? God damn it. Come on in. That's right. We separating. We showing that they're using mythology, esoterical mythology. In many instances, they're revealing the truth. That's right. I got you, Eugene. Yeah, revealing the truth. You feel what I'm saying? So anybody out there, I thought I seen somebody in there. If you ain't got no smoke, I'm gonna move on to the next presentation. I'm gonna move on to the next presentation because y'all don't want to. I thought I seen me one of them towel head niggas out there. You see what I'm saying with the spike, wristbands and shit. I thought, yeah, the barbarian brothers. Yeah, they don't want none. You know they don't want none extra money. You know they don't want none. It don't make no difference what you. I don't know which one of them. It was some. It was some. All. I don't know. I thought I might have heard it in frequency, but I don't want to jump on nobody because I sometimes I'm like a pit bull and shit. I've been and went out there and attacked and shit, and somebody been might not have meant it that way. How did Christianity come into Ethiopia? Man, that's a long story, brother. I can tell you that. But it ain't what you think. They always trying to hype that shit up. Where it was in Ethiopia, no. You see what I'm saying? I seen them nine monks. Yeah, I seen them 9 white monks. I seen them 9 white monks that they talking that they got these what they call them seminaries and shit all over Ethiopia dedicated to the 9 monks. That's right. Well, we gonna move on. We Christianity ain't but I've been there. I know what they into the Neanderthalic, so we can't try to dress it up and make it what it ain't. It's Neanderthalic and all, and when you get there, when you talk about some Osiris and that, man, they'll look at you like you crazy as hell. So we have our interpretation. That shit is Christianity. And so anything, Christianity is Serapis. I don't give a goddamn how you clean it up and shit. Christianity is Serapis worship. That's where it come from. You see what I'm saying? And so today, what we know of Christianity and the Christ concept, but nevertheless, we can't you sugarcoat shit. You know what I'm saying? That's Serapis worship. But anyway, but we can still go in there and we can cut the fat off of it now. We can go in there, but that's going to take time. But anyway, family, I get right black with you. Get a video, a thumbs up, man. Like it because you love it. And share it with your family and friends. I'll be right back. Get over there to Patreon. King, Seti. Man, we got some powerful websites for the family. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.